Man City beat Man United in the Community Shield final yesterday on penalties on Saturday. Now, let's get through it. I will get the tactical pad out in just a second, but I first want to go through the players who played yesterday and evaluate how good they did. So basically player ratings. Now, Ederson, can't really say much, didn't have a good game, didn't have much to do. It's passing was sometimes off, sometimes decent. Very difficult to say, but I'll just give him a flat 6. 6 is just, you didn't hurt the team, you didn't help the team, he just was there. Then Rico Lewis, Akanji and Diaz, and Guardiol, our back four. I must say, quite disappointed with some of the decision making by Pep Guardiola, not the players, by Pep Guardiola. Because I just don't like Guardiol here on the left hand side. I think he played fine, but I don't like him there. I think he did great last season as well, but I just want him to start stepping into that centre back role, which he is so good at. But anyhow, Rico Lewis, easily one of the best players today. He was very consistent, had a few moments where he made my blood boil during the game, for anyone who was watching my watch along. Oh my days, there were a few passes from Rico Lewis which were just zero IQ, just not looking around, not paying attention. He will have to get better at that. Then again, if it's just for the majority of the season, he will be fine there, and I still reckon that Akanji goes onto that right back spot for the really big games where you really need to lock down and just keep solid in defense. I don't think Rico Lewis is playing the big games yet, like cup finals or stuff like that. At least not in starting 11. I think he is more than good enough though to start playing 25 games, 30 games in a Premier League season. That I do think. Now then, we look onto our midfield here, and quite disappointed. Kovacic played fine, but underwhelming. I think mostly fine, but it's not better than fine. McAtee, I'll not even talk about him. If you watch my channel, you know I hate McAtee. I can't stand him. He is terrible on the ball. O'Reilly, not good enough for me. He did play against a difficult midfield. And don't get me wrong yet, playing against Kobe Mainu and Casemiro and Mason Mount and Bruno Fernandes, because Bruno Fernandes especially is very underrated, those guys will give you a difficult time. So, and this United team here, don't be mistaken by them finishing 8th last season. They will do very well next season. So I do expect this United team to bounce back this season. So maybe against a smaller team such as Crystal Palace, Fulham, we can expect more from O'Reilly. But for these games, just not good enough. That's also not what we're asking him to play, to be fair. That's why we have Rodri. Then, Oscar Bob Haaland, by the way, Rodri was on vacation for the Community Shield final, which is why he didn't play. Oscar Bob Haaland and Doku now. I'll start with Oscar Bob. He did decently as well. He's not worth praising, if I'm being honest with you. He doesn't quite deserve praise. He did what he had to do, and that was the bare minimum, but he didn't do more. He got a good assist at the end of the game, and we'll get to Savio, who really just sets the Manchester City attack going again. But Oscar Bob, really like him, was a bit underwhelming today. I think that's fine. So I think, well, it's not fine, but I think he will be fine. I think going forward he will play better than this. Then Haaland, listen, if you're not gonna score a goal, at least draw defenders to you. And I don't want him dropping deep like Harry Kane here. I watched the stream from LB, and he has this complete misunderstanding of what people are criticizing Haaland for, I believe. I don't want Haaland dropping deep, helping out in midfield. I want Haaland to receive the ball, drop the shoulder, get past two defenders, and put the ball in top bins. And if you tell me that I can't expect that of him, then get a better striker. If Haaland is not good enough to get the ball, drop shoulder, and put it in top bins, well, then he ain't fucking R9, is he now? Lots of people like to compare him to R9. R9 scored 10 goals in this fucking game. The defense by Man United was quite frankly tragic. Then Doku. And yeah, I'm being harsh on Haaland by the way, especially because when you're the best player at the team, which I believe Haaland is, you deserve extra harsh criticism. Then Doku. Let's not even talk about Doku, man. Nathan Ake. I have been hyping up Nathan Ake all summer. I've been rapping him all summer saying, yeah, this is the man. You are not the man today. Hopefully it's just him being a bit rusty and he'll get back in form, but oh, this wasn't it. This wasn't it. Then the substitutes. Difficult to say always. Matthijs Nunes a bit slow to play the ball and stuff. Bernardo Silva scored the goal, played like shit. Kevin De Bruyne, didn't do much. Didn't have an opportunity to do much. And now Savinho. He is the one that we are all excited about, right? Savinho, however you like to call him, he is unreal. He got onto his first touch. Just look at his first touch, actually. Ball comes into Savinho, or Savio. Takes the first touch, takes it down, goes to his left. And he's gone. Doku does not do that. He can't do that. Doku loses the ball because it's pinged into him too hard. That level of control that Savio has on the ball is something we don't have at Man City at the moment. That's why I'm so excited to see him play. And now then, we'll probably go over to the tactics here, with the tactical pad, and why I don't think that this game really tells us much for next season. And let me tell you why. So this is kind of how we played, and O'Reilly had a bit of liberty to step up here into into attacking midfield, I suppose, which Kovacic obviously didn't have. Can you there you go. So Kovacic obviously didn't have that same liberty as O'Reilly here to step up, but this is really important here when I draw the lines, and what we need to look at. When we are attacking here, these are our lines. We have Gvardiol, okay, Gvardiol can step up, it doesn't matter, he starts here. Kovacic, okay, he starts here. Don't worry about stepping up about anything of that super tactical stuff that everyone thinks they understand, but we don't. Sorry, we don't. We're not professional managers for that reason. This is the basic outline, and I just don't see us playing this. It's way too defensive. Pep Guardiola doesn't like playing super defensive football. Now, this might be what we play against other teams, or lower teams, such as, let's say, Fulham. Well, Fulham was quite decent last year. So let's say another team. Crystal Palace, who finished rather low, right? These low-end teams, Brentford, that kind of stuff. We might be like, okay, Rodri needs a rest. We're gonna play Kovacic and O'Reilly. And maybe that works. And that double pivot where O'Reilly steps up. I simply don't think we are going to play that way though. The Community Shield tactically doesn't do much for us. Because I still believe that this is how we play. With, again, Guardiola stepping into the box midfield here next to Diaz. Starts next to Diaz, steps into box midfield. And obviously we can only play this system if we have Rodri, Gvardiol or John Stones. They can both do that. And either Foden or De Bruyne on the pitch. Now, the only player of these who started the game was Gvardiol, and De Bruyne came on as a substitute all the way near the end. So, obviously we can't play this system if only one of the 4 players we need is on the pitch. So, again, I just don't think we're playing like this next season. Because Pep really likes this system with his first line and second line. And the reason why it works so well is you pretty much you control this entire part of the pitch. Imagine like chess, right? If anyone plays chess at a high level, or understands the basic principles at the very least, the opening principles, control the center. This is what Pep Guardiola is doing. He controls the center. And he forces the ball into these wide areas where you have, okay, the opposition might have control. They might get into these places over here, right? They might, go back, Grealish. They might get into these places over here. Okay, doesn't matter. We have Diaz, Akanji, both star strikers in the box. Gvardiol, or strikers, no, not a striker. Centre backs, Gvardiol also quite tall. If Rodri drops in, also very tall. So this just works so well when defending. And when going forwards, well, De Bruyne and Foden can rotate, wingers can step into midfield, and midfielders can go onto the wing. It's just a great system. And don't fix what isn't broken, I reckon. So, as far as tactics go, I don't think the Community Shield was a very interesting game. But that's fine. I think that's just fine. So yeah, that's just my opinion here on the Community Shield. We won it. Decent game. No, it wasn't. It was boring until Savio came on. Savio was decent. The game itself was boring. That is my opinion on Community Shield. Tell me down below what you thought about the game, about the players, about the tactics. And tell me if you're expecting the same tactics going forward into next season as I am. And please like and subscribe if you're new around the channel. It helps out a bunch. We've been growing massively. Thank you to everyone who has been subscribing. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.